Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews. My name's Isaiah, and I got a special guest today.
Hey guys, I'm Shane Kirby with the @Roll Method
Cool.
YouTube channel. Roll Method.
Yep. So today we've been talking about this for quite a while, and we finally got together and started to really get serious about doing it. We wanted to talk about Xbox One and PS4 from the beginning to where it's at now, to kind of give you a kind of insight on if you haven't already owned one or bought it or whatever, kind of give you a heads up about what all is going on with it. So is there anything you want to say before we start into, I guess, the Xbox One console?
No, I was just going to mention and let the viewers know that each of us has the console we're talking about, so we actually have a good what do you call it, a way to review it. We actually have the product, and I think we both had them both at launch, so we've seen it the whole time as it's progressed. So thought I'd just mention that too.
Yeah, true. True. All right, so the Xbox One got its first announcement was May 21st of 2013. I was very excited, and everybody I knew was very excited because Sony, Microsoft, the big two dueling consoles. But then you had E3 come about in 2013, June 10th to be exact, and Don Matrick debuts this Xbox One to the public. And they mainly focus heavy on TV sports and Call of Duty Ghosts. That's all you got to see was Call of Duty Ghosts over and over and over about a dog, about how well they went into making this dog up. But all right, then of course Microsoft shakes the pants off everybody with a price of $499, and I know I was like, God, oh well, I'm buying it. I mean, for me, but a lot of people were like, what? Especially on into E3 whenever Sony told their price. But also, it has to be connected. They announced it had to be connected to the internet for daily checks of like firmware updates and stuff. I can't really remember all the reasons. But and then another one was no backward compatibility, which to me was kind of no surprise, a no-brainer. I knew it's kind of like the
I think
future.
everybody expected that from both of
Yeah,
them.
that wasn't a big hit for me. And then the TV features on this thing too started out in the U.S. You were able to use all the features from the TV side of it because you can connect like a Dish Network or whatever, and it plays right through the Xbox and mirrors it back onto your TV. Playthrough, I guess is what you want to call it. But they did not allow this on release to be in Europe, Australia, or New Zealand, and those are the this was the main audience that it released to first. I didn't understand that. Used games require an unlock fee. That's their first approach, which I think they announce that like a week or two before E3 that they like
Yeah,
all
I
the
think they were trying to soften the blow to everybody
yeah
before E3, which was actually a bad idea in my opinion.
yeah
But
because
anyway,
man
so
that everybody was like ready to just pounce if they would
yeah,
have done it
everybody was
there.
like, I don't know about this, just because of that.
Yeah, if they would have done it at E3, the shell shock would have paused everybody, and it wouldn't have been like ready to kill them. But let's see here. All games installed to the console. They have to be installed, and you have to have the disc in to be able to play them. And it's always on. That was one of their things that people didn't like whenever it first come on. The Kinect, the all-seeing eye, always
That's
on.
yeah, that
People,
reminds me. I was gonna say all the people talking about people hacking into your connects and everything.
yeah. Well, yeah, I had stories with that. But the Kinect comes required and standard in the beginning. That's the way. And in the cloud computing, they introduced that. So, and the games announced during E3 for them was Halo, Metal Gear Solid 5, Titanfall, Killer Instinct, and Battlefield 4. And one of the things Battlefield 4 was offering to Xbox then that they announced, I think it was the DLCs would first come to Xbox. Wasn't that right? Wasn't that some kind of big
Do not remember.
thing?
Sorry.
But I do remember how bad Battlefield 4 was in the beginning, like in the first few months. It was terrible. Wasn't it terrible
That
on
was both sides. Yeah, I
both
think it was
sides? That
both
was,
sides. I think PS4 actually suffered it for an extra 3 or 4 days. Actually,
yeah, that was like EA's fault. Did they ever come out and say exactly who was to blame for that?
EA take the blame. Sure.
Oh, they didn't then, huh?
No, I didn't know. No.
Well, whatever. All right, so the console Xbox One released November 22nd of 2013, and to 26 other markets September of 2014. So like the what was it? What I say? Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. We were able to get it November 22nd. September 2014, 26 other markets got it finally.
Wait, you're telling me that they didn't get any of the TV-related stuff until like 4 months ago?
Well, no, they got it later. It just didn't support it in the beginning. The U.S.
That's what I'm saying, though, but it took them that long to actually get it.
Well, it took the console release to go to 26 other countries or whatever markets is what they call it in September 2014. So it wasn't like a worldwide release console. It was only released.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, to those places.
Yeah.
All right. So in the beginning, before the end of the year, within 18 days to be exact, it sells more than 2 million units and completely sold out. Boom. So we thought that they came out like a year early trying to compete with Sony, right? And that's one of the points that we thought we figured out.
It's pretty much considered a really bad thing in the console industry among people, that analysts and stuff like that, that coming out a year late usually costs you lots of market share. So they were afraid for coming out a year late, and on top of that, possibly making it cost $500 could kill the system. So
yeah, I just to me, to run out like that, Sony never ran out, right? Or did
I think they felt pretty ready. I mean, they had a couple of small little fixes that they still haven't completely patched, in my opinion. But overall, they felt more ready. The PlayStation Network, I will say, was not as ready for the PlayStation 4, just because they had never had the flood.
They were probably overwhelmed. They're like, what the crap?
They had a flood of multiplayer gamers. Because prior to that, PlayStation 3 didn't have all the capabilities that the Xbox 360 had, and so they didn't have a lot of the party stuff and things like that. So they were playing catch up in a way. So that kind of hurt them there in the first little bit. But
well, the good thing is everyone loves catch up. Anyway, all right. So I pre-ordered mine from Amazon, and I did it like, I'm talking about like 10 minutes within them offering a pre-order for it, because I knew I was dead set on which one I wanted. So I got it the day it was of release. It was at the door. And let's see here. Demand exceeded supply in 13 markets. So they were like sold out and could not ship to 13 separate markets. So what basically is under the hood of the Xbox One? Now I'm going to start talking about like the CPUs, the memory, and the hard drive and stuff. So the CPU is a custom 1.75 gigahertz AMD 8-core APU, 2 quad-core Jaguar modules. Now that's the same for the Sony, is that right?
They're pretty dang close. They're very close as far as the processing speed and CPUs.
Now the memory of the Xbox One is 8 gigs DDR3. Now that's different, with 5 gigs available to games. All right, so the 5 gig, they have a 500 gig hard drive that I kind of wish was bigger, but you can connect an external pretty easy to the Xbox One. It automatically finds the drive whenever you connect it in there, and it prompts pop up after that's asking you what you want to name it. So it'll like, the minute you plug it in, it'll pop up and it'll say, hey, what do you want to name this external hard drive? You name it. Whatever it is, and automatically default to that external drive, and it'll format it. So if you do that, make sure that you got everything off of it that you want off of it. And it can use an SSD solid state drive. But
that is nice.
Yeah, and the display that'll go to your TV, it can be 4K 1080p or 720p. The graphics is 853 megahertz AMD Radeon GLN. I think architecture inside an APU. Does that sound right to you?
It sounds just like most computer stuff. It sounds like a bunch of acronyms and stuff like that. That don't make sense.
And it's
I've been doing computers for 15, 20 years, and it's still the same. They're always confusing acronyms.
All the same.
But anyways,
all right. The cool thing I like, though, is at least it's 7.1 surround sound, because that's the direction I'm going. As soon as I can buy some furniture and get stuff moved around, I've got the speakers ready. Right now I've got a 5.1 set up. Plan on going to 7.1. It supports that, and I thought that was a big plus. The Kinect has a 1080p camera on it and an IR blaster built in. So basically I can come home and go, hey, Xbox on. My entire entertainment center will come on from that IR blaster that's built into the Kinect. You do that whenever you first set it up. You can set it up to all your devices and stuff. I had no problems, but I'll probably say this again, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. Whenever you set up your Kinect mic, make sure you raise the volume to everything at its max that you can whenever you set the mic up, because what it's doing, it's calibrating and it's fixing the mic sensitivity so it'll be able to hear you when you say, hey, record that, and you start getting mad because it didn't hear you. You got to repeat yourself 5 times. A lot of it has to do with your setup process. Make sure you set that up correctly. It has wireless in, 3 USB 3.0s, HDMI 1.4 in and out, and by in and out that means I can connect my Dish Network box into it. It plays through, so the out goes to the TV or receiver or whatever you got. If you buy without a Kinect, which you're offering that now, and you want to control your devices, because remember the IR blaster is built into the Kinect, but if you buy it without it, what do? Well, you can purchase an IR cable with an emitter, and there's an IR out port located on the back of the Xbox One, so you can put an aftermarket IR blaster essentially in there, and you can control all your stuff like that. And it's not expensive at all to be able to do that. I mean, I don't think it costs like $15 or something for a cable, if I remember right from looking on.
Just curious,
Amazon.
what is the price right now for the Kinect bundle with the Xbox One? I know the Kinect list is still $350, but
I looked before this, and it was I was able to find on Amazon $450. It was one of them $450,
okay.
And I think it was I don't know if it was the Assassin's Creed Unity pack or something. It was one of those, but I know you can get it for $350. I think it is without the Kinect. They knocked $50 off of it for the holidays, and that's whenever they noticed a big increase in sales here, because supposedly, like, nobody knows how to tell and stuff how many units exactly, because every maker over exaggerates the units that they've sold.
Yeah, and there's difference between sold to and sold through.
Right. Yeah, there's like all these little, they can say, hey, and it's really not. So anyway, I've got on Battlefield 4 releases the 19th, which I had it in my hand ready to play before I had the console, which kind of sucked. It was like teasing me with a carrot or something. And that thing, we talked about that. It was a mess. Outside of the bugs, I thought it was a pretty good game, but the bugs made it suck. And then I bought Call of Duty Ghost, and it was the same Call of Duty crap as always. I do want to get the new. I do want to get the new one.
Call of Duty game in like 5 years, so I really can't judge on the Call of Duty.
You could probably buy Ghost, and it'd be right where you kind of left off. Probably.
I'll take that back. I did get Black Ops 2 on a Steam sale for $5.
And I think the new one's actually, it seems kind of decent. I mean, I'd like to do it just for the jumping abilities and the little stuff, the little skeleton suit or whatever. So anyway, Call of Duty went 720p on the Xbox One.
Oh, the resolution gate. Yeah.
1080p. Now that was, to me, that was one of the first. What? Because Battlefield 4 was 1080p, if I'm correct, for both, right? Well, release.
Yes.
So Call of Duty Ghost.
Actually, I think it was 900 something for Xbox, but I'm not really sure on that.
Well, so check this out, and I'll put this in the descriptions. I haven't told you about this before, and I forgot. But I've got like 4 or 5 within the last 2 months comparison videos between Xbox One and the PS4, because I know both of them are good, they're great, but the default settings from each console, I kind of wanted to see how both of them present itself in default. Now the contrast, what's crazy is I looked at a 900p versus a 1080p for PS4. It was a 900p Xbox One and 1080p for the PS4 side by side. And believe it or not, actually the Xbox One looked better. Now it wasn't necessarily better, it's just the way their contrast and colors were. Like
that has a lot to do with it, for sure.
The Xbox One had darker, deeper colors, and for whatever reason, the default for PS4 was just kind of, I don't know, they were all lighter colors, everything was. Now, the Xbox One had a lot deeper and light, I mean, it would pop more, and I thought that was kind of weird.
Good to mention, though, too, that a lot of that is controlled by your television, too. So if you don't like the way something looks, you can adjust your video settings on your TV, too. Because I do that. Pretty much the first thing I do when I play Battlefield is set the gamma really high so I can, see the individual, people hiding in the brushes and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, these comparison videos were done by the same guy on the same TV. The setup was the same, and I thought that was cool just to see.
yeah, it is weird that they were that different.
Yeah, I thought it was odd how you can okay, you got better resolution, but your colors can cause one to go up and seem better than the other, and but it didn't do that for all games. Now I think what's the Lord of the Rings, the new one? The new one that's out
the Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I think that one looked better on PS4.
It's actually interesting. Actually, since you brought it up, I'll share with you. I watched a plug here, for Machinima Inside Gaming. If you look at Inside Gaming, they did a review on the Assassin's Creed Unity, and they break it down and look at it, and the frame rates are actually slightly higher on the Xbox One than the PS4, believe it or not. And they say that's because of the way the memory is set up. The unified memory, yes, is better on the PS4, but the way that things are set up as far as hardware in the Xbox One is better suited for their purpose. So just because both consoles are a little different doesn't mean the one's worse or the other. It's just how it's programmed has a lot to do with it.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because believe it or not, the next point I had was Call of Duty went with the 720p in order to maintain a solid, dependable 60 frames per second.
Right.
Which forced the console to have to upconvert to 1080p. So apparently, the Xbox One will try its best to upconvert to a full 1080p, even though it may be 720. All right, let's see here. Here's another point that I thought that kind of bothered me a little bit at first, and I was like, why is this like this? 10% of the console's graphics processing unit was reserved for the Kinect functionality.
That's a lot.
That made me mad.
it definitely makes you mad when they don't really release any Kinect games that are worth a dang. So,
yeah, and it says now with the motion camera is no longer compulsory. Did I say that right? Compulsory.
Compulsory, yeah.
Yeah, compulsory, allowing the 10% to be reallocated. So now they've gone back through firmware updates. That's no longer an issue. But it was at first, and I was kind of like, are you kidding me? Why are you coming out with this whenever PS4 is already overpowering? Why are you
I could have avoided the whole resolution gate debacle.
And that helps with developers to be able to... Now, the Kinect is just there if you want to use it. Like, it's not taken away from anything anymore, which is nice. Because now developers can go, oh, thank God you're making it easier on me to make something. I think
it's like,
anyway.
Oh, thank God you finally realized, just like everybody else, that Kinect doesn't matter.
The light bulb finally. Well, I mean, they fired Matt Matrick. They fired him, or he resigned. Yeah, he resigned.
Zynga. Yeah.
And some lady took over, I think, and now Phil Spencer this past March. Phil
Spencer's falling in, right now.
So I think it's in good hands with him, but I don't want to get too far away from myself. It says, despite the changes of the Kinect, leaving the 10% and going, fully console, and despite the changes, voice control and game capture from voice to the Kinect, they were able to, hey, whenever you call upon it, then it'll use it, not using it, waiting on you to use it. Or something, if that makes any sense, but they fixed it.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Which to me is exactly how it should have been.
It should have been designed like that out of the gate. You shouldn't force your developers to have to meet those. I mean, if you're not using Kinect at all, you're essentially saying that game is going to be 10% less effective. So
yeah, I mean,
and that's a heck of a hit when you've already got another console that's out the gate. Is just a slight bit higher if you look at the numbers. So it really doesn't help them. Yeah.
Yeah. It every little bit I think counts whenever you're trying to when you
got
competition.
But I think the biggest thing that the resolution gate thing proved to us is that most of those people that were actually playing those games couldn't see the difference anyways. Yeah. The difference between 720 bumped to 1080p and native 1080p is most people are not even going to be able to tell the difference in the middle of the action.
I totally agree.
It should have never been a big deal. But
absolutely.
hardcore gamers that want to argue over stuff made it into a bigger deal than it was. So, and I can also blame that too on the what do you call it? The media, the games media. So,
they blew a lot up.
They made it worse. So
I think it was just media attention. Like they were starving for attention, like because everybody was reporting on the differences between the two, and it's like, how can we create a better article title to dog something to get more people to read this article I had, and that just made it worse. Poured a lot of gas on the fire that didn't need to be, and now the dust is settling, and people are just getting.
No one cares anymore.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's all right. Let's see. I've got on here the interface. Now the interface of the Xbox One I absolutely love. Now it kind of uses Windows 8 sort of style with the tiles and all that, and you can move over. But I actually love that. I mean, that's one of the first things I noticed when I put it in and connected it all up. I was like, well, I kind of like this because I think around that time I was just really getting familiar with Windows 8, the whole tile layout of the home screen and all that stuff on my computer anyway. And so having it on the Xbox One the same style, it kind of helps because I go from using one thing, it just makes it seem familiar, even though I guess it's kind of not or whatever, but I know that's part of their tactic. I mean, they own both.
Oh, it's intentional. They want to make the learning process easier on you. So.
Yeah, and navigating is nice and they've worked on that so much through firmware. I'll get to that later. All the updates. I plan on going through all the update. We'll be here till mid. No, I'll go through all the firmware updates just so you know where it's at right now. All right. Let's see. I had problems for the first 6 months with the pass through from my dish network to the computer. For some reason, like right when I connected, I was like, man, the resolution is just not the same. And I took it apart and put it back together just straight through the TV from dish network. And surely enough, it really was a little bit of a difference. And my surround sound just went to crap. Now, that was that way for probably the first 6 months. And I guess they finally got around to throwing some updates in there because I kept playing with the settings. And one day, everything just worked just fine. Now it's perfect, and that kind of leads into more me believing that a lot of this stuff, they were doing it on the fly because they had to hurry up and come out with this console to compete. I totally believe that because if you're selling a console based off TV is a big, I mean, they said TV like 1,000 times during E3, so that was their main focus was like they're uniting a console with your home entertainment system. You would focus on like making sure the pass-through was like mirroring what it's coming from exactly.
Yeah, if that's your big thing. That's what you do.
I mean that made me upset. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. They've improved it through updates. Now it is perfect though. I never used the Xbox One guide. That's one thing that they have is like
is it perfect? Can you use your DVR through it now? Can you watch DVR?
Oh yeah, I've been able to do it from the beginning. Like I've been able to use my Dish Network guide and all that from a Dish Network, but Xbox One has their own guide. So basically, it knows that you have a Dish Network or whatever, and I guess it searches for its guide. So you can use it by voice. You can say Xbox go to channel CBS or NBC or whatever.
But can you use the Xbox One guide for your DVR, like for your watching DVR recordings and stuff like that?
No. I don't.
That's
think
something
so.
I don't see it as fully finished until they make that.
Well, I don't
actually watches live TV anymore except for sports fans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure about the Xbox One guy doing that because I don't even use it anymore. Like, it was just so annoying to me to use the Xbox One guy. Now, granted, after this, I'm probably gonna go up there and go, "Can I?" And I'll put in the description if I can. But it's just a pain in the butt to use their guide, and it's a lot easier for me to use my DVR remote. And I don't know. That's just what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it ain't a big deal. But I do love coming in, coming home, leaving, whatever. Xbox on, everything coming, Xbox off, everything goes off. That's awesome. All right, if you have no Kinect, if you buy one of these Xbox One consoles with no Kinect, what are you going to do about Xbox record that? You know what I'm talking about? Like whenever you say...
where you say record that and it picks it up?
Yeah, well, they fixed it. So you
what do you do now to do it?
You can double tap the guide, which is the little center X, the emblem or whatever. You can double tap and hit X real quick, and that'll automatically record your 30 seconds. You can double tap along the side where all your pins and stuff come up at. You can choose whether or not how many minutes you want to record, like 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You can record up to 5 minutes or something, which to me, like the Xbox One is perfect for YouTubers who want to do game reviews, because you can download, or you can record a 5-minute clip. You can go to the what is that? The Microsoft Studios app or whatever it's called.
I think it's called Upload Studio.
That's it. And then you can go in there and edit, do voiceover, and all that stuff through your Kinect. You can sit right there in front of the TV and do a lot of it.
Right.
I wouldn't, but you can if you don't have any kind of editing software. But then you can upload that to SkyDrive, go to your PC, and then pull that video. So you don't need to buy $100 and something HD record setup to record games. It only will do 720p though, last I read.
I can't comment on the quality of the PS4s, but I think it's HD, but I don't know if it's 1080p. So
yeah, so I don't know why they chose that, because like everything's going 4K. They made it 4K capable to display 4K, I guess, from 4K disc. But
I think it's mainly just to keep the size of the recordings down.
Yeah, it's an
1080p quality recordings are pretty expensive as far as hard drive space.
Yeah, plus it's in MP4 format, so I guess it's maybe part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, let's see what's next. All right, next I want to cover the updates, the firmware updates that they've gone through, and this is probably what's going to take an hour. No, I'm just kidding.
Hit the high points, please.
Oh. So first off, it was, let me go down to the bottom of the screen here because I left it. I didn't even want to try to print or do anything with that. All right, November 22nd, 2013 was launch day. So that was the first, of course, update, and that was to get your full operating system. So basically it shipped with nothing on it, and you had to download your operating system.
Yes.
Which is cool because that kept
first
people
world problems.
Yeah, that kept people from, I guess, getting a hold of a console early and doing something with it because you couldn't.
Or it could be because they weren't ready, like we said before.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, yeah, that's true. So December 10th, the second one. To me, that's an important one because it's like, oh crap, we forgot. So let's see what all is in the December 10th, 2013. It addresses the smart glass issues for users, addresses multiplayer issues for rejoining games, addresses issues with inconsistent notifications, it addresses dashboard quality experiences, improvements to Xbox One's TV system update and content update services for scaling over time, updated wireless network drivers to improve connectivity issues. So I guess that was only a little under a month, and they fixed some issues. I have mine hardline in, so I don't know if it was, I don't know what maybe exactly connectivity issues. I guess they mean maybe with their servers or something. I don't know for sure.
It's probably the Xbox Live servers.
And then February 14th, Valentine's Day. Isn't that Valentine's Day? February 14th?
Yeah.
Okay. I probably need to know that. They got a huge list of stuff here. Some things are new, some things are updated. There's an update to my game and apps allowing sorting of games and application lists, ability to delete game applications, improved installation of DLC management, addition of control, battery power indicator, which that's a cool plus. So you can see your battery's status. Improved UI for accessing friends, achievements, and messages and party chats. Update to the boot progress indicators for the system update. Improved consistency of UX for updates. Separate game applications, addition of USB keyboard support. So I don't do that, and I didn't know you could. But USB keyboard, apparently you got it now. Stability and performance update, improved NAT detection, network troubleshooter improvements, Blu-ray quality improvements, and significant performance and stability improvements. Another thing to note about the, which I'll ask you about this one right quick before I forget, but 3D Blu-rays only came like in August, right? Did it come for Sony same time? Because I
do not remember, actually. I don't watch 3D Blu-rays, so I do not know. I'm sorry.
Oh, I do, and I bought like I think I can remember. I think I bought
I
Pacific
don't have a 3D
Rim or
TV, so
something. Yeah, I was like, where's? I put it in, nothing happened. That kind of made me upset too. Oh my God. March 4th. I thought the updates were long before. New updates and features for March 4th, 2014. Improved multiplayer and party chat. Cross-title party chat. Party chat on by default. Easier multiplayer invites. Easier multiplayer joining. Ability to see what people in your party are doing. Improved friends list and profile. Improved friends list utility and speed of access. Ability to see people you recently played games with. See when friends are broadcasting, including live broadcast thumbnails and activity feed. Get to a friend's profile faster. Contextual app. Enable more multiplayer join and invite actions for users. 54 new contest winning gamer picks. Twitch TV live streaming support. Broadcast gameplay on Twitch. Voice support for starting and ending broadcast. Bringing out social in home. See favorite friends current online. See friends broadcasting gameplay. Miscellaneous shell improvements. View game clips while in snap mode. Protect user settings and passkey. Browser improvements include control Bing and Google Maps with gesture and control, which gesture is another thing I turned off immediately from my Kinect.
yeah.
That, I mean, every time I take a drink or something, if I held it up for too long, I see this hand like going across the screen with me, and it was just very aggravating. But you can go in there and turn that off, and only have it come on during a game that needs that or whatever. New device, driver and firmware updates. Firmware update to Xbox One controller. Support for Xbox headsets and third-party headsets. Driver updates for Xbox One media remote. Now, I think this is around the time that I was able to get an adapter that plugged into my controller. I think that was around the release time, February, March. And I'm able to actually connect any controller 3.5 millimeter jack into the bottom. I think it's 3.5 or something, but it's got an adapter with it, so I guess it'd be 3.5 to whatever. But they include that adapter to plug into it, which makes it where you can use any headset you want. Now, it's not Bluetooth. They utilize like some kind of Wi-Fi direct kind of setup there or something that they use, which is good for sound.
Proprietary.
Yeah, and I mean, the Wi-Fi is good for sound quality. I mean, it's a little bit better experience than Bluetooth, but it's a pain in the butt sometimes because then they can pick and choose what devices they want to work with that, and it's just been nice to have some kind of Bluetooth that they can update and make better. That maybe one day Bluetooth will be up there with that Wi-Fi direct or something someday. But firmware update to Xbox One controller, I already said all that. Smart glass improvements, push notifications to your device for Xbox Live messages, quickly see what a friend is doing, enhanced viewing of personal and friends, ability to close snap from smart glass. So that's nice. You can integrate with your tablet, phone, whatever, and you can actually helps with your screen stuff, especially if you're gaming. You don't want to deal with all those snaps and stuff. You can kind of do it from your smart glass, which is pretty nice. Live TV 50 hertz fix. Users can set the live TV app to display at 50 hertz for full or fill modes. Volume up down adjustments. User can tailor the number of volume increments when using volume up or volume down. I like that. I've done that. Hour blasting of power and volume to TVs and AVRs in all regions. So I think that's something other than US, probably. I think we had that from the beginning. AVR setup maps to include model number for most sound bars and AVR. So they included more things for that hour blaster, it sounds like. Improved audio output support, optical out to 5.1 Dolby. HDMI output now supports stereo, uncompressed, 5.1 uncompressed, 7.1 uncompressed, 5.1 Dolby Digital, 5.1 DTS. And 5.1 Dolby Digital, that's new for March. All right, we're up to January, February, March, April. Yeah, April 14th. Newer updated features, system update improvements, the ability to console to reboot and complete system updates while in instant on power mode. I'm glad it brought up instant on power mode and stuff like that, because I had a problem with my Xbox One that I came home one day, yelled at it for a little bit, and then I walked around and looked at the power brick in the back, and the light was orange. Now, it'll either be blinking orange, or white. Now, blinking, I think this is right from when I researched it when it happened to me, but blinking is whenever the power brick is failure, it's failed or something. If it's constant on, it's probably they've done an update, And so your console's not in standby mode anymore, ready to hear your voice and to turn everything on, which happens. I mean, these firmware updates happen. It shuts down. It just doesn't come back on to standby mode. So you have to walk over, physically hit the front, which is touch sensitive, and it'll come on. Well, I saw the orange light, and I thought, okay, the power brick's okay. So I hit the front, nothing was happening. My console was completely dead. And I had a disc in there and everything. I was like, what the crap? So I, of course, researched for an hour trying to figure it out. I was able to figure out how to remove the disc manually on the left side of the console. I have a video on this, so if you look through my videos, you'll see it somewhere in there. It shows you how to do it and what to do. But you take a clothespin, or not, paper clip, that's what I meant. And there's on the left side of the console toward the front, there's a little small orange triangle in one of the vents. If you shine a flashlight, you'll see it, and there's a hole right next to it where you shove that paper clip in there that you straightened out. And you can you keep working it, and you feel something, you push, you feel like a little bit of resistance, and this type of resistance whenever you're turning a motor manually, a small motor or something, that kind of, and you do that, and it pops out, the disc pops out like a half-inch or something, just enough for you to grab it. So ultimately, I had to ship it back to them. They replaced it for free. They did everything for free. They were really cool and nice. I was able to do it all from chat. I think I included a link in my description of that video. Just it'll carry you straight to that problem area there where you can chat, and it'll help you eliminate like searching around for it like I had to do. It says system update improvements, reboot complete. Users will easily be able to tell what games and apps are being updated. Take future updates on demand when one is available without waiting for the console to do it from instant on mode. So that's nice. Game and app saves and updates. A game save progress bar will show up the status of the game save. You'll be able to easily tell what games and apps are being updated or have been updated recently. I don't know if this is what it's talking about for sure or not, but whenever you put a game in there, it'll start downloading the game and stuff, and it will like it knows whenever, okay, you're going to do campaign, and it'll say, okay, we're 30% done. You can go ahead and start playing. We'll finish while you're playing, because we think this is where you'll be okay to play at. But multiplayer is normally not done downloading until the whole thing's done. I've found some stuff. Let's see. Blu-ray.
Similar to that, actually, on the PS4, it'll say that start playing the app without updating, and you click it, and then it'll just say that certain network features may not be available. Is kind of how it handles it, the same situation.
I mean, I like it because is it Wolfenstein or Stein?
Wolfenstein.
Okay, good, because I've heard people say Stein before, and I'm like, that just confuses me. Anyway, I'm almost done with it. I'm on the last chapter of the game, and I'm probably going to beat that tonight. But I remember it was the same way. That's an awesome game, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite games of this year so far. It's just some kind of nostalgic thing playing that game. It's so freaking awesome. Have you played it?
No, I'm waiting for it to go on sale again on the PlayStation Digital Network. So.
Oh, how much do you think they'll charge for that on sale?
Well, the last sale was $30, and so
I
missed it for some reason, and so I'm waiting for it to come back. It'll probably be about $20-$25 next time it comes back around. But
I think you can get the disc now. I think during the holiday, I think you can go ahead and get that for $25 or $30 now.
Yeah, I probably can.
Okay.
I'm trying to go pretty much digital, for the most part. So.
Okay, well, that's cool. Let's see, where was that? 50 hertz video output. This will resolve video playback issues that some Xbox Live members in Europe. Okay, it's Europe update. Kinect voice and motion improvements. We continue to fine-tune the quality and reliability of Xbox One commands. Yeah. Improved game DVR video quality through compression algorithm improvements. Updates to Xbox One device management. Improves ability to control TV, set-top boxes, and receivers that our customers have reported issues with. Okay, good. Next month, I'm on May. I did the finger thing. I don't know why I'm stupid. What does 5 mean? All right, so we're on OS version 6. It doesn't matter. We're on January, February, March, April, May 16th. 2014. New and updated features. Sound mixer for apps with snap and volume controls when using Kinect with chat. Under settings, select display and sound. We've added 2 new features for controlling your audio options. With the new sound mixer, you'll be able to control the volume levels of 2 apps when you're using Snap, letting you decide which app is louder. I like that. That's a pretty cool one. I need to play with that a little bit more, because sometimes I'll watch TV while I'm playing. That's nice. With the chat mixer, you'll be able to control the volume levels when you're using Kinect for chat. Okay. Opt in to help improve speech recognition. To help us, they opting you in for a program, I guess, with this last one to help them improve for speech data collection. The government, under settings, select privacy, blah, blah, blah. Take the next step. Take the next system update when you want. I think we've already said something about that in the last one. All right, now we're on June. We're getting close. June. Newer updated features. External storage now supported. So that's whenever they started with the external hard drive support. It was then. It says it supports up to 2 external hard drives at once. So you can name either one. I guess you can, that's pretty cool because, I mean, you could probably say, hey, one for children's games or whatever, or one for mine or whatever, I guess.
So you can't install games on the external hard drives?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can also do, I know I was watching a video on the last update that happened, I think it was, or October update, and you can actually, they did some support for DLNA, so you can do streaming videos from a computer there. The USB support now will do music and some more other stuff where you can have stuff on a flash drive and plug into the front and just play it off of that. Anyway, that's like the old 360 stuff there. I guess they're catching up for that. Install, download, transfer games and content to portable HD for easy mobility between consoles. So I guess you could throw your game on there and go to old buddy's house and log into him. Is that part of like the... I should know, but I've just never done it. Do you know much about...
No, you have to still install it. I mean, it would still have to be installed, I think, on the console. You know, like...
Okay, so it's
I think it would, yes. So
man, I sure
because on the
wish...
computer, you can't just put a program on a hard drive and put it in a new computer and it works. You have to, so...
Yeah,
to my knowledge.
I sure do wish they would have... put I don't know where my brain was just at. Something happened on my phone and I lost train of thought. Oh yes, more hard drive space than the 500 gigs. I wish they would.
It should be able to be increased.
Because it was with the PS3, right? Wasn't it just?
And
like
it is with the PS4 too.
I wonder why they're doing that. Doesn't make any sense.
It has a lot to do with the what do you call it? The security of the box. Knowing if you've broke into the box and whether they should replace it or fix it or whatever. And once you break it open, you're proving that you've modified it. So it's a lot of customer support type issues in there. So.
I'll tell you one thing. I think Xbox has learned their lesson from the overheating stuff and all that. I think there's like plenty of room inside that big box.
Oh yeah.
But the having the power brick in the back and the PS4 is internal.
Yes, correct.
I just don't like that. I like the ability to, okay, my power brick just took a crap. Let me go ahead and get another one and swap it out, and I have to send the whole thing back or something. Because,
yeah, that
does happen.
A benefit. Yeah, it definitely would be a benefit to have it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're cool, with what they got in there, I guess. Hey, they know better than me. Let's see.
I don't have problems with my PS4 overheating. I mean, typically. I don't think I've ever had it get... I've had it get hot, but I haven't had it get, like, overheating to the point where it froze.
Yeah, I think that, through that whole fiasco of overheating issues with Xbox One or 360, that they have definitely learned a lesson. Like their whole setup, the way they take care of customer support, all that's so much easy. I mean, it's just easy. It's just a breeze. It was I thought it was going to be a pain in the butt. Got on there, man. It was awesome. It was very easy to get a brand new console sent out to me, which was awesome. And they only charged me, I think it was $10 or something. They would have charged me nothing if I was willing to send it to them, and then they send it back, and it'd been like 15 days. I paid the shipping the next day, air shipping, it was like $10 or $15, and I had a console the next day. Talking to him like that night, I was like, "What?" And I was able to plug it in. I sent them the old one back in the packaging that it come in. I was like, "Man, that's awesome."
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. Updated store twist. The store twist was redesigned to make it easier to find content that you want. TV and one guide update. So maybe I need to check because this is the first time they've done a one guide update. And it says it updated our commands and control database to increase the number of devices for Xbox One to control. TV and One Guide settings updated to provide better power management and control for devices. Expand premium TV to new markets. So there's Canada, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy got to control their TV for the first time with that, which is crazy. That's like June. That sucks for them. Now we're July 7th. Snap mode for achievements, an easier way to track and view achievements progress in real time without ever leaving game. Search for achievements, help on any achievement you're struggling with. Double tap to snap. That's whenever it happened. Double tap the Xbox button on your controller to bring up Snap Center, where you can launch achievements or any other Snap-able app without leaving your current experience. If you already have an app snapped, double tap quickly switches between your game and Snap app. Choice of spoken language. Xbox One owners can now choose their preferred language. Future digital bundles and something did and the first thing that ain't important. The next one, August 17th. Update to activity feed. The interface will change to a single column scrolling list that is longer, includes more content, the ability to post messages. You can share game clips and anything else in the feed with friends. You'll be notified when anyone likes, comments, or shares your item. Each user will get a personal feed on the profile. With Smart Glass, you can see what your friends have shared. Mobile purchase using Xbox Smart Glass or Xbox.com. You can remotely purchase games and add on content. Now, I wish they would have that because I've used it since then. I wish they would have that from the very beginning. It makes it so much easier whenever you're out away from it and something goes on sale or whatever. You can just buy it there on your mobile device
Right.
and have it on your console when you get home.
It's very nice for sure. Yep.
I wish I'd had that for me. All right, low battery notifications will pop up on your controller. Battery's getting low, so it'll pop up on the screen, let you know. Disable notifications during video, enabling 3D Blu-ray. So that's when it came around in August. Last seen time in friends list. Friends list will now show how long it's been since a friend has been online. One Guide for users who have an issue with the One Guide channel lineup. There's a new feature used to report the issue. All right, so they've gotten to the point. It looks like they've kind of fine-tuned some things. Now they're getting to the little scragglers, it looks like. August 28th, so we got two double in August. Parties. The party app has been reorganized to see what activities everyone in your party is doing and tell more clearly who is playing in the same game with you. Quickly perform common actions. Party now has a party leader. That's a plus. Like I think the 360 had that, right? Where you were like the party leader. Did they?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you started the party, that you were the leader.
Yeah, in the
And
very
you got to
beginning.
control stuff.
Yeah, in the very beginning, I remember messing with the Xbox One and kind of being a little confused with all the parties and stuff. But Media Player, a new app will enable users to play media files from either an attached USB device. There it is. Xbox One will support more formats than Xbox 360, including support for dozens of new file formats. That's freaking awesome. I'm actually excited about that. Boot to TV. Set your console to boot directly to television when coming out of connected standby. Smart Glass updates post status messages from the activity feed, as well as add comments and share items from both your activity feed and from game clips. Personalized activity feed messages have been updated to a new layout, ability to record game clips directly from the now playing bar. A new What's New page will highlight the features of the release. Xbox own in new markets, adding support for additional markets, and that's Australia, Canada, Italy, Spain, and Mexico happened at the end of August. Game DVR deletes. That's nice to allow you to delete your game DVR stuff now. Save your avatar gamer pick.
What month is this again?
August, the end of August.
Your hard drive's full, man.
I don't know what that means. Surely to God, it doesn't mean what I think it is. Setting updates. A new option within setting menu called Devices and Accessories will help Xbox One owners manage their controllers and accessories. Instant sign-in is now available. Bandwidth usage display. That's nice to finally have, to know where I'm at. If something goofy's happening, during the game, you're like, man, is it my internet? Now you can check. Release date, September 2nd. That came like the 28th, had that major update now, September 2nd. They're gearing up for the holidays, because I've noticed 2 a month now. Newer updated features, live TV, improved stability of the live TV, September 2nd. Here's a God. October 15th. This is a huge one. I'm going to skim through this one. Snap updates. Updated Snap Center to include quick access to friends messages, game DVR clock, battery indicator. Double tap stuff was updated. 2 apps have been optimized for Snap mode. Friend Snap app, Messages Snap app. Achievements app updated to enable sharing of achievements. See the list of friends who have unlocked specific achievements. I like that. Updated achievements Snap landing page that shows achievements on recent played games. Friends section, a new friends section hub. I noticed that the other day. Well, before that, of course. But it had a new friends hub, which enables you to see at a glance what's going on with your friends. That's cross-platform, too, I believe. So it's like it shows all my 360 friends and Xbox One stuff on there, which is nice because I think before it was just, I think it was just Xbox One. New smart glass features. Who cares? Media player app update. DLNA streaming is now supported with this update. Okay, that's good. MKV files are now supported, which is a good thing. Live TV mini guide for markets where one guide is available. A new mini guide on the bottom of the screen will display details about the TV content. One guide in 11 new countries. They finally got it in September. It's Belgium, Chile, Colombia, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Portugal, Poland, Sweden, Switzerland, and Russia finally got it. Internet TV apps.
So pretty much all of Eastern Europe and large parts of Western Europe, it took over a year.
It took a while, apparently. Internet.
Year,
yeah. Internet TV apps for live TV channels can now include TV listings with one guide. First app to support this feature will be Zatu. Did I say that right? Zatu? Sure.
I don't know.
Live TV initial setup experience improved by attempting to automatically detect the set-top box connected to the HDMI import on a user's Xbox One. So that's the first time they're automatically trying to detect what box is coming into it. Enable users to select on start, go to TV for that blah, 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 whatever. Update devices and accessories page. Password resets just got better. We're making it easier and more secure to reset your password and add protection to your account. Starting account the 3rd week of October. If you haven't set up security info, we'll ask you to provide an alternate email and cell phone number. Yeah, I remember that. You only need to set this up once per account, and you won't need to do it every time you sign in. Almost to the top. So close. November 7th, 2014. Newer updated features. Custom backgrounds. Each account, I remember that. I changed my background color. So now you can change the whole background color of your home screen. Finally, that was weird. Gamer profile. Share your location and bio as part of your profile. Select a set of showcase items that are displayed when other gamers look at your profile. Use Xbox One Smart Glass or Xbox One console to add or remove up to 6 game clips or achievements that will be displayed in the carousel format. The Xbox One Smart Glass to browse to other people's profile and check on their showcase items. Tweet about your favorite game clips straight from the console. It's nice. Live TV updates, live TV trending, Twitter TV trending, tweets in mini guide, recents and favorites in mini guide. Internet Explorer updates. That's the first one I think I've seen of that. From the address bar in Internet Explorer, you can easily snap from a full screen experience and move Internet Explorer into snap mode. Internet Explorer will show a number when something is newly added to featured sites. Newly added sites will also display a badge denoted by an asterisk in the upper right corner. Until you launch them or 7 days have passed. Why did I read all that? That was a waste of breath. Xbox One store improvements. The store pages on Xbox One have been improved to enable you more quickly browse and find content. That's true. I made an improvement and I like it. It's a lot better. Before it was like, where the hell is... Navigation buttons are moved to the... where did I just moved the thing. Anyway, let me go. I'm tired of reading. December 1st released. New updated features, wireless broadcasting, updated wireless broadcasting requirements for console in Europe, party chat enhancements to improve two-player party chat and audio quality. And that's it. All right, what have I got?
You have
One
more?
thing. I got more, man. I got more. It don't stop. All right.
You should send a tweet out telling people to come back now.
Yes, come
update
back.
history is
Updates are over.
done.
Okay, my neck's hurting.
You done it
All right.
yourself. I don't. Just so you know, guys, when I get to the PlayStation 4, I do not have a full update history for everyone. So just stay tuned in.
That's fine. I'm excited. All right, now since all that's done, we know what's under the hood. We know about the Kinect stuff and what you can do without the Kinect. We know the updates and we know where they're at as a console. Now I want to talk about what are the Xbox One's exclusives. What would be worth coming to Xbox One over anything else or whatever if you like these kind of games. So basically the Xbox One exclusives that kind of have my interest, I guess. I've just noted these, which may be all of them. I don't know. I just went through there and kind of wrote them down. You got Xbox Fitness, and that's for Kinect. Killer Instinct, of course, that came out at the beginning. Dance Central Spotlight, D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die. That game looks pretty cool, so look that up. Dead Rising 3, Forza Motorsport 5, Sunset Overdrive, which looks pretty cool. Have you seen that?
Yes, it's the one game I wish I had an Xbox One for.
That looks pretty cool. You talk about you can adjust the gore and the cursing and all that levels and stuff. And plus, I don't know, it's pretty funny. I watched like the first 15 minutes off PewDiePie. Did you watch that?
No, PewDiePie? I don't watch PewDiePie. So.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Halo: The Master Chief Collection, which if you bought that,
I won't lie. Actually, I would like to have Halo Master Chief Collection. So
oh yeah. Well, if you bought that, you got the Halo show, which is not the show. It's a pilot that they've divided into like 4 or 5 episodes. Apparently, it's not. This is from my understanding. I may be completely wrong, but apparently, the real Halo TV show is supposed to go to Showtime and Xbox. And this was the pilot, kind of hour or 2 hour show thing that they divided up, and it's included with that. If not, you have to pay like $15 to get it. That's my understanding. I don't know. That's the last I read.
A lot of shows are doing that now, like the 2 hour movie, and then the show. So that's kind of part of what they're doing.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, Titanfall. That was like
right.
an enjoyment of mine to be able to get into one of those and ride around and fight and stuff. Was that Rise? Is that right? The Roman game?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
So it's not exclusive. It's on PC though. But yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Quantum Break. I think that's going to be new. I think Below, Project Spark, Black Tusk Project, Kinect Sports Rivals. I think it's talking about the new one. Fable Legends, which is exclusive. Halo 5. They're calling it Halo 5 because they don't know what the name of it for sure is going to be yet. Cobalt, Fantasia, Music Evolved, Max, The Curse of Brotherhood, and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Did you ever play that Plants vs.
It's no longer exclusive, just FYI. It's on PS4
what
now.
What the?
Yeah.
Way to go, website I looked at.
It was a timed exclusive, man.
Way to go. Way to go, website.
Actually, I was just playing that today, actually.
Is it any good?
Yeah, I love Garden Warfare. It's a great game.
Right.
It's a more fun version of Battlefield 4. I don't want your fans, though, to get pissed, but...
I don't have any fans. I've got one viewer, and that's probably Tiffany, if I had to guess. I'll probably get a text. It's me. It's me.
They'll get it on YouTube. They'll see it later.
Oh yeah, it'll be after the fact. And I hope we can do more like this. You want to do some more like this?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just pick a topic and maybe do one a month or whatever, or more, whatever.
Sure.
As soon as you get to speak.
Yeah.
An hour later, you may talk. Good God, I didn't know I've been talking that long. All right, this is in closing. This is it. I'm done after this.
Promise?
I promise, this is it. In closing, considering Xbox One's bumpy start, they've been able to fully redeem themselves with a never-ending, every time you turn around firmware update. That's true. I just wasted half my life talking about it. They also have a very large list of exclusives. I think that's a pretty decent size exclusive list.
Oh, yes.
And a $50 price cut, which drew a lot of purchases, I think, this holiday.
They found out that people like to buy things that are cheaper.
What?
Such a surprise. I know, right?
I don't believe it. I know they claim, is this right? I keep reading so much mixed stuff. That Xbox is up to like 10 million consoles, and PS4 is like at 12. Is
I
that
don't know the
correct?
numbers. I really don't know the numbers, honestly.
Well, I don't think anybody does.
Last time I saw on VG charts off of a Inside Gaming video I watched, there was like 14 something for that PS4, and that was like a week ago. I don't know if that's accurate. As I said, it's VG charts, so
Right.
take that as a grain of salt.
Grain of salt taken.
And last numbers I heard was close to 2 million, 10 million for the Xbox One, but that was sold to markets, but not sold through markets. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
That hasn't sold yet.
what that means is it could be sitting on the shelf. So
Yes.
but hopefully it means they're sold. So
Well, if not, I'm sure they'll discount them off, so there may be another sale.
$300 now.
$300. Yeah. I'm waiting on. But anyway, okay. So this has, in my opinion, definitely shrank the great divide between Xbox One and PS4. This price cut and all these exclusives and stuff. So they're really working hard to do that, and through all these firmware updates, which I think is a good thing. Making, in my mind, a decision of which to buy based on what you like. Both are very different, but more the same than ever before. They're on equal playing grounds almost. Pretty much equal playing grounds, I'd say, since they've done a lot of little tweaking here and there. They've got different high points and low points about each one. But for the most
what are your
part,
low points on the Xbox One? I hear you hit the pros and the high points and stuff like that, but what are some of your big cons that really jump out at you?
Oh, yeah, my big cons. Look, the functionality and stuff, the way I have it set up now, it's perfect. Couldn't ask for a better console. But turning off the gesture, sometime, like I said earlier, if you don't have the mic set up or the volume set up high when you calibrate the mic and all that can be an issue for people. I've heard people complain about having to say a command a million times or something. Well, it's your environment. It was not set, to high volumes when you set up your mic. So really the only complaint I have about the whole thing right now, since they fixed a lot of the stuff I want them to fix through the updates, is just the gesture, and I cut it off. So really, I don't. Honest to God, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's awesome. Oh, and another thing, the controller. For some weird reason, I know they've put a lot of patents and updates to this one, supposedly, over the 360. But whenever I'm laying down on the couch and I'm playing and looking to the side, my right thumb cramps up like crazy. But if I sit normal or set it down, it's just fine. So it's the ergonomics, for some reason, of that controller causes a pain right here in my thumb. It's weird. I mean, all I got to do is change my position a little bit, but I'm also a fan of the original Xbox Fat controller that came out.
Yeah.
I love the ergonomics of that, and it was just comfortable. I could play for a lot longer period of time with it being a fat
Yeah, that was
controller.
my favorite controller, for the Xbox 360.
And whenever
you
that...
want the 360 one or the original Xbox?
The original fat guy, and then they switched.
The black one for the Xbox, the original Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, and everybody complained about it being too big, but
people with baby hands.
Yeah, little Burger King baby hands. Xbox One sales skyrocket from the $50 price cut. Unconfirmed reports put them almost equal in sales. That's what I was saying about the 10 to 12 million there. This year has proven that both consoles are great and will be around for a long time. I have no doubt that both of them will survive the storm. Steam machines, we'll talk about that later, I think. But I think for the most part, I think these two guys, they've made a name for themselves. I don't see them going anywhere. I'm done. That's it.
I'll jump in too while you're talking about price too. If you watch the commercials, it does say limited time only. So if you do like this video and you do like the Xbox One, go get it now. Yep. If you're convinced to get it now, because after January, I have a good feeling that it's going to bump to
I agree.
400 again. So
I agree with you for quite a while too, because I don't know how much money they're losing or whatever off of it, if any. Or breaking even, or I'm sure, God, they're making a little bit, but
they're keeping all that hidden away. They're not going to tell us all that, but either way, it still says limited time only. So if you liked all the stuff that Isaiah just said, then go out there and buy it before it changes. Yeah,
I think you'd be pushing it if you waited even to gift card season, which is like first half of January or something.
Yeah,
they may extend it over a few weeks or a week, but after that, I think.
It's definitely risky. Yeah, go ahead and get it if you like what you hear. So,
yeah, I agree.
All right, well, I guess I'll take over on the PlayStation side, too. I'll add that I also was like Isaiah in my opinions and all that stuff, and how I watched both consoles. I did the same thing Isaiah did. In fact, we were YouTubing and texting and all this kind of stuff when the E3 stuff was coming out. We both were kind of on board our each separate consoles from the beginning. So we're both launch buyers. You bought the Xbox One at launch, and I bought the PS4. So we've been through the ups and downs of both consoles, both of us. So, which there's been lots of that for both sides. I'll say too, though, that I'll kind of skip a lot of the E3 stuff because everybody can agree that PlayStation kind of blew E3 out of the water.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to talk about the Xbox because it was such a pain.
Right. And so jumping into getting the consoles, I also kind of a plug too. We both bought our consoles on Amazon, and I had them both arrive at our house the day of. So don't fight the what do you call it, the crowds at midnight on GameStop. You're crazy if you do. But so anyways, bought my PlayStation 4, had it at launch. I have very high opinions of my PS4. I will say though that I think that there are some things that they have overlooked that should have been fixed in the last year. But overall, I love that console. I'm going from to give you a brief history as a gamer, I'm going from a 360. I'm coming from a PlayStation 2 to Xbox, original Xbox, and then straight to 360. I didn't own a PS3 until Metal Gear Solid 4 came out. And then the only game I ever owned for it was PS4. I'm sorry, MGS4, Metal Gear Solid 4. So I didn't touch a PS3, hardly at all. So how much I cared about it was so little that I gave it to a friend in exchange for him to buy me a Blu-ray player. That's how little I cared for my PS3.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Alrighty,
exchange for what? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Alrighty then. So anyways, I'm just making it clear that I'm not a Sony fanboy by any means. Alright, so previously 360 all the way, that's the way I'd been. I had been hearing the leaks, about the stuff about the Xbox and everything the week prior. Like you said, they were saying stuff a week in advance, and that kind of drew me to the PlayStation. And I have never regretted it. I've loved the console. It definitely have its pros, but it also has its cons, and I got me a list too. Isaiah. So one of my biggest things that I like about the PS4, and I know you mentioned liking it about the Xbox, so it's really just about comparison, maybe someone hopping on YouTube and comparing, but I love the PlayStation 4 user interface and the OS. Like you said, you love the Xbox, but just get on YouTube, guys, and compare them. Watch people using them, and then you can see what you like most. The PS4 user interface, it does work with a PlayStation camera, and it does have voice controls, but you can tell from the beginning it's designed to be used with a controller, and it's designed quick with a controller. Those joysticks are just a breeze to fly through the new XMB. I think they still call it the XMB. But so yes, I love the speed of the console, and it boots. Super fast. It's straight into it. Then I'll also say yes, it boots super fast. The DualShock 4. So I was never a fan of any of the DualShock controllers.
Yeah, I didn't like them either.
I was a fan of the DualShock 1 because I had never held an Xbox controller.
Right.
So at that point, but the ones after that, I was never a fan of the DualShocks. Okay, like I said, I'd played Xbox for years, and that was one of the reasons why I did play Xbox, is because I hated the PlayStation controllers. But the DualShock 4, I love that controller. I cannot really stop saying good things about that controller. I love it. I love the dead zone and the resistance on the joysticks. It helps for making precise aiming. Even the little things, even like the speaker in the controller. It's so fun on GTA 5 when someone calls you and your controller rings, and then you hear the phone call through your controller.
Yeah.
But
I do love
other person talking.
I do love all the stuff. I do love that controller, but I just don't like PS controllers. I don't know why. I like all the functionality of the speaker, the touchpad on the top. Does it have something on the bottom?
No.
It's just the top. That's the Vita, right?
the touchpad. Oh yeah, the Vita's got a touchpad on the
Yeah.
bottom side. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the DualShock 4, like I said, I was not a fan of the DualShocks before, but I love this one. I prefer, too, the triggers on the DualShock 4s over the Xbox Ones. It's just my preference.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their preferences and their sizes, their hands, and everything.
Ooh.
I also like having the share button on there, but, if you have an Xbox Kinect, you can do that by saying that. But truth is, most people that are buying new Xboxes are buying the Kinect Plus bundles. So with the PS4, you could just hit that button, and you could set the settings on what it does when you hit the button. So you can set it to automatically record video. You can set it to snap screenshot. You can set it to bring up the share menu. You can set it however you want. You can do a double tap with the share button, set up a whole different control scheme. It lets you modify and adjust what that button does. So it's up to you. And also, the PS4 is always recording at all times. So there's no, you don't have to say record that or anything.
Well, that's the same way.
Recording.
Xbox One's always recording, but it just saves. Like whenever you say something or do something, I guess it automatically deletes over a period of time what it's. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like your DVR. You can rewind live TV.
Right.
I think it's the same. I think.
Okay. And
sounds right.
I'm also going to touch base too about the durability of that controller. So I have a son that was just born when the PS4 came out, and my son he's now, I guess like 14 months old now. He has gotten hold of those controllers numerous times, and I've found that he's chewing on them and all kinds of stuff, grabbing them off the counter, throwing them on the floor. Oh my gosh, the durable controllers. They're very durable. So that's what I'll say too on that. And two, it's brought back my wife too. She used to never do console gaming, and she loves that controller too, and she's playing it again. But I've converted her from a PC to a PS4.
That's good.
But I will touch base on a con too, since that's where it is on my notes. Bluetooth thing. So the PlayStation, they really dropped the ball on the Bluetooth support. So I was talking to him earlier about this, but yeah, pretty much if you want to use a completely Bluetooth headset, you have to buy one of their released Gold Edition or Pulse headsets. And if you're a gamer who's had your favorite headset and your favorite gaming quality headset, then you're just kind of SOL on that. I think that's kind of the case too if you got an Xbox too as well. So we'll get to the discussion about computers versus consoles here in a little bit, and I'll discuss that more. But Bluetooth-wise, they've dropped the ball. I mean, they support Bluetooth devices out of the box, so it's there. It's just the Bluetooth support is limited. So, like if you wanted to use, we'll just use for example, the first Bluetooth headset that came out for the PS4. I bought it. It was a PX4 Logitech. Sorry, not Logitech. Turtle Beach. PX4. I bought it, and it said it was fully supported by the PS4. Well, it turns out everything except you still had to have a chat cable plugged in.
Gotcha.
And that normally wouldn't be that bad if you could still use the functionality on the controller, because there's a lot of functionality on the control section of the headset, and you can't use any of that. The mute controls, the adjust party volume, all that stuff, you couldn't even mute the damn thing once you did that. So you had to unhook the controller from the 3.5 millimeter cable connection just to mute your mic.
Yeah.
So it was really frustrating. So I had to end up, guess what? They got me. And I went and bought a Gold Edition headset. So they got me.
You.
Yeah. So I'll say it's another complaint to us over the last year or so. PSN, early in the time, they had consistency issues as far as network stability. Specifically in those first, say, 3 months. They have gotten better. I can't invoke what patch update it was, but it's getting considerably better. Just one of those things that I had a Battlefield 4 too at the beginning, so we all know the Battlefield debacle that Isaiah talked about earlier. But network issues were always a problem. They're early days. But But now they're mostly stable. Every once in a while, I feel like they probably do a lot more maintenance updates and stuff like that, and shutdowns than they should, or they should have more consistency staying up. But they do have their significant number of updates.
So the PS, how do they handle the updates? Do they come back? Is there a standby mode for the PS4, or is it you just have to turn it on, or is it kind of boot
When they
it up,
handle
just
it, when
ready,
they get an
or what?
update, you go into rest mode. If you're in rest mode and you're not using it, it's going to probably be in rest mode. And if that has an update, and when you hit the PlayStation button, it'll come up and it says there's a new update available that you need to download, and you can choose to skip it if you want to. But if you want to use the PlayStation Network functionality, then you have to download it. I imagine from time to time there is one you have to download immediately, but for the most part you can. If you just want to play single-player games, you can ignore it. But yeah, you have to download updates. But it does it from rest mode and then comes back up. I have yet to run into one that I know of where I had to turn the whole thing off, or found it turned off, and then I had to turn it back on. But it will, of course, restart during the updating process.
Yeah, that's with Xbox. Sometimes now it'll go complete shutdown. You have to walk over there and turn it on after
I've never had that with the PlayStation at all.
That's good that it can come back on.
Yeah, I've never had that at all. There was about a day or two where the rest function was kind of glitchy after the recent 2.1, I think, update. Maybe wrong on that one, but it was fixed within a day or two. When I was trying to send my console to rest mode, it would just kind of sit in this weird stasis where it wasn't doing anything, and I had to unplug the power to the back of the console. I know they say don't do that, but
Whoa.
I had to do it to get it fixed. So yeah, they say don't do that, you'll lose everything. No, sometimes you might, and it's a risk you have to be willing to take. But
I hate when you gotta unplug from the back. What?
Oh, people! I want to go ahead and mention that before this started, Isaiah told me he wanted to not curse. He wanted to be clean.
I haven't.
Kitties that might be out there.
I haven't cursed.
Yes, you have.
Oh, whoops! Not a big one.
All right. But anyways, also too, and so I'll jump to some of the things that I really do love about the console right now. First is PlayStation Plus. I love the fact that I get free games all the time.
Yeah, I do like that.
If you are buying on a budget and you don't have a lot of money to buy games and you don't see yourself having a good revenue coming in, then the PlayStation Plus is really a good purchase for its value, because you can get somebody to say give you a gift card for a PlayStation wallet for Christmas, pay for your PlayStation Plus, and then you've got access to free games for the whole year. It's just $50. You're done. I think there's a lot of value in that. Yes, there are some games that are kind of hit or miss. Some that I play about 2 hours and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. And there's some that I just absolutely adore, like Resogun.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about that game.
Secret Ponchos. I love Secret Ponchos. Just came out the other day. Been playing the heck out of it. And Injustice is now a free PlayStation Plus game for PS4. A couple other games. Yeah, they just keep rolling them out, and yeah, they do. Like I said, have some bad ones in there. Well, I would say bad, but just mediocre ones. But they do have a lot of gems,
Yeah,
and that's trash.
Xbox, they have free stuff. I got. You remember Earthworm Jim?
Yeah. Yeah, the Earthworm Jim games back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a new one, I guess. A little they offer games free like that.
Just so we can compare, so people listening can know how often do they release free ones? How many do they release free when they do it, or Xbox One?
Well, Xbox One will release them every time I go over there and look for them, which is about once every 4 months. Because a lot of times, I don't just browse around. I guess I don't know when they're set time is to release it. Sometimes I'll be bored and I'm like, I kind of want to see what they got on small games or full-length games to download, and every once in a while they'll offer a sale. Like they had a big sale not too long ago like that.
That's actually something I'm getting to here in a little bit too, the PlayStation sales.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Knock it
Well,
out.
I was going to say too that the release schedule on the free games for the PlayStation is 2 free games a month, and that's per platform. So if you have a PS3 and a Vita, you get 6 free games a month. So
That's cool.
I have a Vita. I get 4 free games a month, and the Vita games too are actually getting to where they're older generation, like older games, but full games. So like normally $30 and $40 games free.
Yeah.
So yeah. So of course, if you bought it at a GameStop and bought the actual discs, but no one buys PlayStation Vita discs, so you could get it, but for probably less. But free is free is better than less. So, but
Who says?
yeah,
I love
sure.
to pay.
You like throwing money at PlayStation and
Just throw it.
Xbox, right?
Take my money, just like I'm at the club. I'm just kidding.
And so I was going to say too on that, PlayStation has had some awesome sales on their digital market, and I was going to say too that I just logged actually onto Steam summer sales and checked theirs. It's comparable, in my opinion, to the winter sale, the holiday sale going on right now on Steam. It's not quite as good, but it's pretty dang close. Because it doesn't have the 5,000 game library or probably 10,000 game library of Steam. But as far as the discounts, you're looking at 50% off games, and probably even less, maybe, or just a little bit less if you have a PlayStation Plus account. If you're like me and you're just trying to go full digital, then PlayStation Network is really hitting the mark right now as far as digital sales go. But that's one of my strongest things about it that I love. But like I said, I do have my cons. Look at the Bluetooth stuff was a major con for me, and so that's pretty much. That's what I got for the most part. So you talked about exclusives for the Microsoft. I will say that I think the PlayStation has been kind of lacking as far as exclusives, but well, at least if you think of it in terms of AAA $60 game titles, then it is behind.
They do cater to the developer, right? For like the small indie developer.
There is a lot more indie games that are exclusive to the PlayStation 4. And or there's a lot more that have already been ported to the PlayStation 4 from the PC that has not been ported to the Xbox yet. So there's a lot of that going on. But as far as the AAA games, I think there's been more exclusivities with the Xbox One. I'm trying to kind of compare Killer Instinct to more of those indie games because it is a free-to-play game. Because really on the other side, Warframe is a exclusive for PlayStation 4, I think. Can you interject on that one, Isaiah? Is Warframe for Xbox One?
Warframe? I don't know. I can Google it.
It's a free-to-play game. Let's see, Blacklight Retribution is a free-to-play game. It's also on PS4. I believe they're exclusives, but I may be wrong. And, of course, DC Universe Online. You're not going to see that on Xbox. It's made by Sony Entertainment of America. But
it says Warframe Xbox One games. Let me see.
Okay, so maybe it is available for Xbox One now.
It's free.
Okay, yeah, it's free to play. Yeah, so when it first came out, though, those were exclusives for the PlayStation 4, and but anyways, there's lots of exclusivity among the indie games, but
it says here though, Warframe 2100 Platinum mods $100. So is that like one of them things where we'll tease you with a free one, but if you want to hurry up and get to a certain point, you pay?
Not that I've played. I played a little bit, not a whole lot. I probably put about 6 to 8 hours in it, just killing time and just testing out. But it seemed to be no paywall that I met.
I'm in the wrong line of work. I need to create like an app that you can play without paying. But if you get impatient enough and want to get somewhere, well, you can pay because this is Warframe 3210 Platinum plus mods $150, and I guarantee you people's paid that.
Yeah, well, to our viewers, this is the moment Isaiah discovered the Korean free-to-play games market and figured out how much money they make off of it.
I've always been aggravated with that because I have Clash of Clans on my phone. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I know exactly. I haven't paid.
Sure.
I haven't paid, but I have it on my phone. And Jurassic Park.
Okay. All right. But anyways, but yeah, I would say like Infamous. Don't get me wrong, Infamous Second Son was a great game, but it wasn't to the caliber that everyone expected it to be.
Yeah, that's
and
what.
Drop Club was a just complete and utter failure. So it's hard to say that they've competed well in the exclusive market. Now 2015 is supposed to be a very good year for Sony as far as exclusives, but we'll just have to see. They said the same thing for 2014. So, but both the games that are coming out that I've seen from Sony specifically as exclusives are very strong outings, and of course, then Capcom has now said that Street Fighter V will be an exclusive with PlayStation. Let's see what else. No Man's Sky is going to be an exclusive on PlayStation for consoles, and there's a few more. I'm sure if you want to dig around for it online, guys, you can probably find it. But as far as what's out of the gate now, I think Xbox has got a pretty strong lead as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think they focused on some areas that people didn't focus on at first or didn't even worry about, because the people were so consumed with the power of a console, and they almost didn't even worry or even think about like what exclusive content does each device have. It was like automatically like, I want the best that's out there, And I think now all of a sudden everybody turns around and they go, well, wait, and I'm not plugging what I have. I'm just saying in general. If I didn't have either one, I'd say this. But and all of a sudden people turn around and they go, well, wait a minute, the content over here. I know I love the fact that they got the free games. Each one of them's got their own perks, I guess. And that's what comes back to saying, hey, what do you want out of a console? Because both are kind of different. Even though they're the same thing, they're a gaming console.
They're very different in a lot of ways.
They're different, but both are in good ways. They both got the pros that the other one lacks or whatever. So it's kind of like, which one do I choose? You're not going to go wrong with choosing either one. That's what's
they're
pretty
both
cool.
great purchases.
Right.
And I think they'll probably both be at the 400 mark after the holidays, and so it'll be just, is this console going to be plugged into your main living room? Do you want to use the Kinect?
Yeah,
if you don't want to use the Kinect, then if you want to use the Kinect, then you're going to pay $500 probably for it.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And they're basically the same.
That's a good point that you brought up. Like, is this going to be in the living room? Because the Xbox One is designed to be in the living room. And if it's not, well, then go with the PS4. Like, I'll say that. And I'm an Xbox One fan, but if you got a kid, he's in a room, all his friends, they don't have anything or whatever, and you're trying to decide a console for the first time, well, probably the PS4 is probably going to be the better bet for the guy that's in the room playing the games. You get the free games, you get all that. Now, if you want a living room console that can control everything, do whatever, go with the Xbox One. But if you're in your room and minding your own business and playing and figuring out gaming for the first time, and you don't have a big friends list of that they own a bunch of, because a lot of that's friend based. Like,
speaking of friends based too, if a lot of people buy consoles based on what their friends are buying, so really,
absolutely,
it's really going to tell you which one to buy there too. Both consoles are very strong, but if your friends are buying an Xbox, buy Xbox.
Oh, absolutely.
If your friends are buying PlayStation 4, buy PlayStation 4. It's and two, like I said before, we just get online and look at the. I know it sounds crazy, but compare the YouTube OS, compare the OSs, because that's the thing you're going to be looking at all the time. If you compare them and read reviews I think you can find reviews just on the OSs and the way the UI looks, and see your opinion, and just see what you think there. Because you're going to look at that screen and you're going to be using that all the time. So,
absolutely.
If it's something you don't like, then
that's what kind of bothered me. Is my volume too high? I turned my gain up. It's not too high. Is it? Okay.
You sound good.
That's one of the problems I have with Xbox One out the gate. All right, they're claiming they're going to be the one. That's why they got their name from one. They want to control everything in your living room, but yet they failed so much in the beginning. To me, like my sound didn't carry through exactly from the playthrough didn't on the quality all the way around, sound and picture. So I don't know. I'm done harping for a little bit.
No, that's fine. That's just both of them kind of dropped the ball. I believe the PlayStation kind of dropped the ball as far as follow through on a couple of features, minor features. Because I won't bust the console too bad for the Bluetooth debacle I had with the PX4 headset, because that's probably like maybe 5 to 20 guys in a small department in a a small office somewhere. That I'm hating on the whole console for 20 guys in the whole company. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to totally bust them on that one thing, but overall I still love my console and still love the PS4 and really too, we were talking about this actually I think a couple months ago, me and Isaiah, were how they're forcing you now to almost decide one or the other because of the fact that they both have to have a Plus or Gold to play online. And it really does suck because buying a console becomes a much more invested experience. At least it should be. You should do your research.
Well, that was to me that was a big plus in the beginning of PS3. It was free. You know?
And now they're both paid, so it's going to be hard to tell long term which one's going to end up on top, or if there will be one over the other.
But you can tell they're so much against each other that it took this. I mean, they started the paid service, but it took so long for it to happen. Like, they're not friends. They're not like, hey, let's control the market on this side of it together. Let's do this on this side together, like some companies do.
Oh, no.
They are totally like, boom, like, I want you gone, and I want you gone. And it took this long for them to finally roll over and start offering paid service stuff. And, I mean, they're both unique in their own way, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, they both are going to always clash, which means more exclusives for us.
That's the fun part of it, man. I mean, we wouldn't be able to talk for an hour and a half about, if they're both in agreement with each other on stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be fun. It's fun to have competition. It makes prices better for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I guess I would just say in closing with the PlayStation 4, just great console. Just do your research. What appeals to you most. If you're going to be using a controller most of the time, you prefer the controller, then I'd say get the PS4 because the OS is perfect for controllers and designed for it. If you like the PlayStation exclusives like Uncharted games and stuff like that and Last of Us, then go, or Street Fighter 5. Obviously, if you like Street Fighter and all, then they just made the choice for you. But
yeah, I mean, I do like The Last of Us. I mean, it looks like a good game, and I do miss if I had a PS3, and if they ever come out with a Heavy Rain 2, that might push me over the edge to go buy a PS4 because Heavy Rain was awesome. Did you ever play it?
Heavy Rain was a good game.
God,
I played a little bit. I didn't play all of it, but I played a little bit over a friend's house.
Man, I was so into that game. It was amazing, the choices that you had, the things that you could do. It was just amazing. I mean, I love the game. If they come out with a Heavy Rain too.
Yes, I missed out on a lot of that for the PlayStation 3 generation, so I bought Last of Us Remastered on PS4. I was super happy with the experience.
Or if they come out with an Alan Wake 2 exclusive to PS4. If that ever happened.
I think Xbox owns the rights to the Alan Wake franchise.
That's true, but if it ever happened, I would jump ship in a minute.
Wake.
Alan Wake 2!
I never was a fan of Alan Wake, actually.
What?
I bought it for Xbox.
Get out of here.
I was a fan of it.
You're gone. Get out of here.
It's been an hour and a half, so I may leave anyways.
No, I'm joking. No, Alan Wake was awesome. I don't know. I just love spooky stuff like that.
Another thing that led to my choice as far as the Xbox versus PS4 when it first came out was they touted Halo, and I had just got off playing Halo 4 a lot, and I was, thinking back and thinking, do I really want to play Halo anymore? I've been playing it for how long? How long has it been since the Xbox One came out?
Yeah,
the first Xbox. Sorry, not Xbox One, the first Xbox.
Halo consumed my life for a long time, and I got so burned out on Halo, I just didn't even want to. I skipped probably. I bought them, but I probably really mentally skipped a couple games at least because I was so burned out.
I played the heck out of them, and then after Halo 4 and lots of multiplayer hours put into it, I was like, okay, they're talking about Halo 5. I really don't, care one bit. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited for the film side, like the show side of it, because like District 9 was supposed to be Halo, and it just fell out somehow. I don't know. It just
District 9 was supposed to be Halo. What?
Yeah, you didn't know? Like, I think Peter Jackson and a director got together. Well, it was supposed to be Halo. Put it that way.
Okay.
That all fell through, and the director at that time actually had a short film that he had did a long time ago, and Peter Jackson was like, "Hey, let's make that a film. I like that. I want to do a monster alien kind of film thing." And so they went with District 9, and that was actually based on a short film that the director had done a long time ago. But it was
Oh,
supposed to
okay.
have been Halo, and like everybody was pumped up. I was pumped up about it being Halo. I'd heard it was coming out, and I was, oh my god, please! And it fell through. But thank God Peter Jackson's pretty cool, and he was like, let's just make one. I'm too pumped up for it to just let it go. And they made District 9, which I love District 9. District 9's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's great.
It's a good
Great.
movie. Good
Great
film.
movie. When you said it was supposed to be Halo, I was like, what? 'Cause
Oh yeah,
the
it's
whole
supposed
catnip
to be
thing and
Halo,
like
man.
yeah, it's interesting. So, well, I don't have anything else to add unless you got something you wanted to bring
Well,
up.
I was wanting to actually just touch on quickly. I'm sure we're over time a little bit, but I'm sure you
Yeah,
got
sorry.
stuff.
Yeah, computers, Steam
Yes,
machines.
I
Remember
was
that?
wanting to. Yeah, and you're this guy right here. Everybody that's watching, he's the PC Pro. He is
I'm the
the
pinch hitter for the PC Pro, but
yeah.
I'll do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the P. I'm not gonna say where the PC Pro's at right now, but he's at home in his bed, I imagine, or something. Or either he's watching. Maybe he's the one viewer that's watching. It's you. But he's
All right,
not here.
so
He's
I'll
not
do
here.
my best.
Yes. What can you enlighten the world on Steam machines, PC, whatever? What do you got?
Well, so the lay of the land as far as PCs and Steam machines go is they are getting more competitive to the console market. I mean, they are dropping in price point. They are getting more appealing. They are getting easier. They don't require all the customization and stuff that they used to have. But it still costs a bit more to invest in a computer that's as powerful as a Xbox One or PS4. It's going to cost you around the probably $600 price range to do a computer that's comparable to the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Well,
That sucks.
can
But
can I add
yeah,
one little thing before we move on?
sure.
Alienware has their Steam machine, and it is I think it's $4.99 or $5.99 or somewhere in there. They actually went on sale during the holidays, and if they would have gone, Tiffany's gonna kill me. I don't think it's her watching me. Okay, she's probably asleep or whatever, so I can say this, and she's never gonna watch this video ever. But the price they offered a gift card to Dell because Dell owns Alienware. They have Steam machine stuff, so they marked it down to $450 with a $50 gift card. If they would have marked it down 50 more bucks to a $100 gift card, I would have bought that Joker in a minute. That'd been $400 for a console. Now, one of the videos I'm going to include in the description is going to be a Steam machine, that Alienware versus PS4 in comparison screenshots. They're identical. You can't tell the two apart. But a Steam machine would be cool to have because
Okay, so
Steam, yeah.
yeah, so I'm looking up information on the 549 Steam machine right now through Alien,
Uh-huh.
where it's a faster CPU wise console, but it's hard to tell as far as the Steam machine. It's faster CPU Steam machine, but it's hard to tell when you're comparing proprietary chipsets with the new consoles, which will be actually faster. So you'd have to run alongside each other. But the Steam machine has 4 gigabytes of DDR3 memory,
Huh.
which is a lot different.
What's up with that?
And it has a 2 gigabyte GPU, Maxwell GTX NVIDIA GPU. So it's hard to compare the chipsets as far as
Well,
the
so,
GPU, CPU.
so they went
they're proprietary.
NVIDIA. They went NVIDIA instead of AMD. Is that what you
So
said?
it looks like, but you may be able to buy a higher version that uses an ATI card.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, AMD. Sorry, it's been
Yeah.
a while since I had a Radeon product. But I've always used NVIDIA cards.
Oh yeah, me too.
But so yeah, so they're comparable. I mean, but that 8 gigabytes of DDR5 may make the PS4 a bit higher over the edge. It's hard to compare unless you got them right in front of you. But there is definitely a difference between 4 gigabytes of DDR3 and 8 gigabytes. Yeah, it also depends on what you're trying to do with it. Like, we'll just use, for example, if you're trying to play your PC and you're doing games like EverQuest Landmark, or you're trying to do, something like that, something that's going to really eat your RAM, then it's going to hurt.
It will hurt to
now-
eat your RAM.
So, but as far as computers versus consoles and all that stuff, that's kind of an age-old, argument, discussion among hardcore gamers versus, oh, you're a console gamer and you're a hardcore gamer because you've got a PC. Truth is that if you want access to all types of games and you want to play them well, you need to buy a PC. You need to just buy a PC.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. Because you're going to get RTS games that never make it to the consoles. You're going to get access to games like, Sims, SimCity, things like that. Enough free-to-play games that you can throw a rock and hit one. I mean, they're everywhere. It just depends on what you're going for, Like if you want to play any kind of RTS or Civilization game or anything like that, you pretty much have to own a computer. Depends on what experience you want. That's
I mean, my history of gaming has included I danced off like that off stage into PC for Rainbow Six. It was like Eagle Watch expansion pack. I remember those. That's as far as I really got in PC gaming. I stayed console through Atari, through all the Nintendos, through PlayStation 1, Xbox, all that stuff I play. It's console. I'm console based. You're PC based, right?
No, I've done both.
Or both.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just console really. Once you think about it, Atari, Larry Bird versus Dr. J versus Larry Bird. Three pixels make up the guy or whatever. But I mean, that's just how I was born and raised, and it's just felt good to sit and have the TV play that for me. And even though I'd like to venture off, and they make it easy now. I mean, you can connect 360 controller to your PC or whatever.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of the Steam machines and Steam now.
Yes,
is that you can buy those Steam machines often have the Steam OS in them, and they run Steam, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I think you can probably have some other functionality in there, but for the most part, they're designed as consoles for the most part, with just a bit more flexibility as far as what kind of games you can play with it. Now you may have to plug in a keyboard and a mouse to some of the Alienware Steam machines just to play, like, say, Civ 5 or something like that if you wanted to do that. But
that's my problem. I'm not good with a keyboard. Boom. Yeah. And you got me.
Yeah, see, most computer gamers are used to having 20, 30 different buttons so they can do something quickly.
Right, yeah, I've seen the keyboards that curve around and come around ergonomic and got the whole double keyboard on one hand.
Yeah, my keyboard has 12 macro buttons that I can set up to do different things, and I got 19 buttons on my mouse. So
yeah, you're pushing my limits when you give me 4 buttons for my thumb. That's pushing. That's pushing. I'm done after. Woo, blew my mind.
This depends on what you want as far as a consumer. Oh,
absolutely.
I think they both still have their validity in the market. But so it's just whatever floats your boat. But they are getting more comparable, and so that's maybe something that's appealing to some people who don't have the the revenue to buy both. Because I'm blessed to have the revenue to have a PC and a console, but some people don't. So.
Well, the cool thing is if you don't have the money to buy a Steam machine and you can build your own, they have HDMI ports on the back of them. You can put them right in your entertainment center, and you can plug up a wireless 360 controller, and you can have your own Steam machine at home.
Yep, that's what
everybody knows that. I've got a computer connected to mine.
What I use on my computer.
So there you go. So I have a computer up there, but it's for other purposes. But it's not gaming, but it's connected to my TV. But
right.
I mean, that was for me early on. That was my streaming before smart TVs and stuff took over. I connected a laptop to my TV through HDMI, and that was my Netflix, Hulu, and everything else.
Yep.
Cool, man. What about anything else? Any new topics? Anything new happening that you're just dying to get off your chest?
No, not really. I mean, just if you want to make a decision about either console, just reiterate again, get them while the getting's good. Once the holidays are over, the prices will go up. Because if you look closely, you can find prices that are good prices for the PS4s with bundles now, probably in some states, in some places. If your Xboxes, obviously they're a limited time deal, $350 a month, at $350 for an Xbox. That may end up becoming a permanent thing if they want to muscle Sony out of the market, but right now it says limited time, so I might treat it as such if I was you. So
I could tell you quick about price dipping. All right.
Okay.
I have plugging myself again. I've got, not really plugging myself, but plugging myself.
You like saying that a lot. That's
I'm plugging myself right now.
myself.
Okay. Anyway.
There's a button right here on the seat.
There's a button that I'm plugging myself. I'm plugging. But anyway, I've got a video about how to shop online and stuff on my channel, and I show you the an app that you can get for Chrome that when you go to Amazon that you can click a button and it'll show you a graph of how much the prices swayed, when they swayed, and what the price has been for this product for like ever.
It's pretty neat.
So I just pulled up Xbox One's Assassin's Creed Unity bundle. And Assassin's Creed Unity kind of flopped, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it definitely had its pitfalls and caused the prices to go down for sure.
Yeah. Well, the Xbox One bundle is $350 right now, and it's not with a Kinect, but you can get it with a Kinect for $509. Ooh. But yeah, oof.
Okay,
It's the original price. Anyway, $349 right now for without the Kinect. So I think they're really pushing without the Kinect. I think they're losing money on the Kinect. I think at $100 they're probably losing money. If you bought a Kinect from them for $100, I bet they're losing money. That's an expensive device to make. I mean, you got an R blaster, mic, a good mic, 1080p camera, all that built into this little. Well, it's not little, but big enough of a device. But anyway. So let me click on this Camelizer, and that's the app, by the way, Camelizer.
Okay.
Clicked on it, and Amazon price is maintained. It dipped November, looks like 20th, down to the 350 that it's... No, it dipped below 350. It looks like it dipped down to about 320 for about 2 weeks. Come back up.
What about now? Where is it at now?
It's at 349 right now.
That's for the Assassin's Creed bundle, or is that just the?
That's the Xbox One Assassin's Creed Unity bundle.
Well, there you go,
without the Kinect.
The Assassin's Creed and Xbox right now for $350. So.
Yep, and it dipped twice. So, yeah, right now it looked like it hardlined out. October 26th, been maintaining.
And if you say you want to get a lot of say PS4 games or whatever for the holidays. Get you your PlayStation before Christmas and hook it to the holiday sale, because for the next 3 weeks, I think, 3 more weeks, they got holiday sales every week. So, if you want to save some money there, buy it, get it hooked up, and see if you can, get those deals. I'm sure they each have their places where you can get deals right now with the holidays going on. So, make the decision now. I wish we'd gotten this video out before the Black Friday, but it still works.
Too. But at least people can use their gift cards for something, or if they get bored and want to know an hour-long firmware update history on Xbox One, they can come watch this. That's about how long it took.
A little bit, yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a little lengthy. But anyway, your channel is Roll Method, and I'll leave a link to your channel in the description, too, by the way.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and add a little bit about my channel.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am a gamer, a video gamer, but my first love is tabletop games, Dungeons & Dragons, stuff like that, Mutants and Masterminds, GURPS, whatever you play. There's thousands of them out there. Card games, board games too, but we're focused on role-playing games, tabletop games. So come to my channel if you want to hear about DM advice, reviews on products and accessories, all kinds of stuff. So just check them out, and at Roll Method on YouTube, and also you can follow me on Twitter at Roll Method. So just check me out that way. I've already got 2 videos up in just a week, so I'm working hard to get this rolling.
Absolutely. Check him out. He's a good guy, and I think he'll steer you in the right direction if you're into the same stuff he's into. And like and subscribe to my channel if you're into whatever in the world I can possibly think of to put on to YouTube, because that's about the direction I'm heading. That's why I kind of went with
pretty much.
Isaiah. Yeah, pretty much. Isaiah's reviews. Oh, that leaves the door open for anything. As a matter of fact, I am going on my bachelor trip to Bruce Campbell's Horror Fest in March. And I'm
you still doing that? Cool.
Yep, doing that, and I'm going to carry a camera, mics, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be interviewing people, I'm doing a review on the festival itself, the Horror Fest, because it's its first time ever. I mean, this is Bruce Campbell's first convention to himself. So I'm kind of going to review the whole thing, and I'm going to talk to people. I'm going a day in advance, so I'm going to try to talk to people as many people as I can before they go to the convention to get their mindset, what it is before, video a lot of stuff during, and try to meet with as many people as I can after the fact, so I can review the whole Horror Fest, because not many times you get to see something before and after of somebody's idea of something and what it really come out to be, so that you can make a judgment for yourself if you want to go for the next year, because that stuff is expensive. I mean, it's like you can drop a lot of money on going to a convention, so it'd be nice to know.
Especially for the first year, you don't know what it's got to offer, but if someone gets a good review on what it was like last year, that makes you a little more comfortable to pay for it.
Oh, that's true. So anyway, this has been Isaiah's Reviews. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Cool, man. Isaiah's Reviews, and hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.